Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are. I'm Cyclone. Welcome to Let's Play Train Simulator. We're playing more London to Brighton. We just did Express Preparation last time. We're now doing Landslide Victory. Let's get started. I'll show you what we're doing. Your service has just been stopped between Wandsworth and Balham due to a landslide that has occurred at Balham. Please wait for further instructions. This gives us time to look at the mini-map very quickly. We do have, we're going to be going to East Croydon. From there, we're going to continue down to Purley Platform 2. Redhill Platform 3 is a lot further down. I didn't mean to do that. Alright, driver, I get moving again, but there is likely to be a change in your service. I'll clear signal vector Charlie 629 shortly. Proceed as required. So from Redhill, I'm going to go down to Gatwick. From Gatwick, I'm going to finish at 3 bridges, and that's the scenario. As you can see, we have timings on this, so I'm going to wait for my signal to clear. When I have a clear signal, I can proceed. I'll put the reverser forward so I'm ready to go. I'll move the brakes up to minus 33 so I can get going right away. So as you can see, I have to be at East Croydon Platform 3, I believe that is. East Croydon Platform 3 at 9:16. The timetable is important to keep here. Unlike in a career scenario, you lose points in the career scenario, but you can keep going and you get your final score at the end. This kind of standard scenario with the timetable, however, if you don't meet the time requirement, you get a station stop failure. So we have to get on to, now that train has just gone by that we had to wait for, we're going to be going on to the next, we can go 60 right away, but we're going to go into a 50. So we're going to go 50 right away here, but we're going to go into 25. So that tells you how complicated the speeds are here, 25 on the junction. So if you screw up any of the station stops and you're not on time when you depart, you get a failure for that station and you fail the scenario. That's how it goes. I actually already did my first run of this thinking this would just be a nice casual run. If I'm 30 seconds late, I'm 30 seconds late. But they actually go after you if you either miss the station or if you don't get the points at that, or if you don't complete the station stop correctly, as in you're late. So you have to maintain every second accurately. You don't just lose a few points and still get a gold star. You don't get the scenario at all. That is how this works. So if you get wheel slip, if you're speeding, not a big deal, but if you miss the station or if you are late, you're in trouble. A little different way to play the game here. We're still going to try to maintain speed limits. I want to do it all properly for you. Let's go ahead and hide this for a while because that bubble's going to move around the screen a lot here if we don't. So showing you the mini-map where we are here. We're all the way back here. We just passed the station back at Balham. And there we are coming up the curve right now. 70 is our line speed. We're not at full speed power, strangely enough, so I'm going to go ahead and fix that. Now, because of the snow, I am going to try to slow down or ease my speeding, or ease my reduction of brakes. So I'm going to try to slow down a little bit more for the brakes. And I'm going to, I'm saying that incorrectly. Let me try that again. I'm going to try to apply my brake applications in a more staged manner so I can get down to a slower speed and then do a full brake application. I am speeding now, so again, that's not as big a deal, because there's no points being taken off. You're just judged on the station stops. There we go. I should pay attention to what I'm doing instead of talking, shouldn't I? Let's do that. Let's turn on the wipers too while we're at it. Bubble update. 4.5 miles. Well, close enough. Repeater signal means that we have a proceed aspect ahead. That can be a green or a yellow, or a flashing yellow, or a double yellow, or a flashing double yellow. It just cannot be a red. And the horizontal bar means that you have a red. You are going to have to stop. move the time back, or the speed back up to 70 if I can here. The reason I'm concerned about the 70 speed limit is because I know that if we're not on time leaving these stations, that we will fail the scenario. So I'm trying to make it so we can get there as quickly as we can. And again, if I'm speeding a little bit, I'm speeding a little bit. But I want to make sure I have as much time as I can at these station stops. If I fail any one station stop, I lose the scenario. That's my understanding anyway. These are the kind of scenarios where if the timings are off at all, you're never going to be able to complete the scenario. And it just doesn't seem fair to do it that way, but that's how it might be done. So we do have a 60 ahead, which is why I'm not feathering my speed back up to 70. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and reduce just slightly here, so I don't have to do a major wheel slip trying to get down to 60. And now I'll start easing the speed down a little bit. We do have a 45 further ahead. Unlike coming from the south, when we get to East Croydon, 45 is the limit coming through East Croydon. From the other direction, it's 30. Thank you. Now, it may also just be the line we're on. Maybe because on the other line, it is indeed 30. I'm now going to go ahead and feather the speed around the 61.1 area for a second. Then I'm going to let it drop down into the 60s. Now we should be good. Oh, no, we're not. Going to keep it going down again. So we do have a 45 coming up, of course. And then the other 60 is after that. Our stop is before that 60 though, so we're going to actually come to a stop anyway. Let's drop the speed now a little bit to get ready for the 45, and then I'll try to let it coast down a little bit from there. Okay, let's coast down a little bit now. Nice little bridge there of some sort. Don't know exactly how that was set up like that. Thank you. So much for coasting. We're close enough that we can just lose the tiny bit of speed we need to, and now I should be good anyway. So our arrival time is 9:16, depart at 9:17. I think we're going to be good for this one, as long as we don't soar past the station. So I'm going to lower the speed just a little more, so I don't have too many problems with wheel slip coming into the station. So now I'm on a level 1 brake application. I'm going to hold that about halfway through the platform. Then I'm going to apply a level 2. If needed, I'll apply a level 3. Okay, now level 2. And let's take it back off for a second because it's going slower than I expected I would be. There's 3. There's the 6-car stop, so I want to stop up there. There we go. Open the doors. And the doors probably don't open here because I think they were bugged last time I did this too. Yeah, sure enough. Some of the doors are opening, some are... No, wait, none of the doors opened. None of the doors opened, huh? Oh, this door opened. Beautiful. I guess you have to be in a certain car. If you're making the stop, you have to be in a certain car. Fantastic. Everything back there open, but the stuff at the front didn't open, even though I'm on the platform. That's just hilarious. Ready to depart. Doors are closed. We can leave. I'm going to ease the train into a slow ascent temporarily. Then I will bring the speed up to 45. So now we'll increase the throttle because now we're moving. And the reason I'm being a little more cautious with my speed increases, normally you can go right up to 100 in this kind of, on this route, on this kind of train, but when you have, if you try and go up to 100 directly while you have rain or snow going on, you might get a little bit of wheel slip. In a career scenario, that penalizes you points. Here, it just basically teases you. So 45 is our temporary limit. I'm going to go ahead and drop my increase for a moment because I'm going to have a 60 here. So now we're going to go ahead and punch it back up. Now I can increase to 60. So we're going to keep, since we know we're doing an ultra service, I'm going to keep an eye on the signals here because there could be a diverging route at some point, which will be marked by a flashing yellow. So we're going to keep an eye out for something like that. That may be something that does affect us. I'm at 58 right now, so I'm happy with the setup. Let's see where our next bubble is. 2 1/10 of a mile away at Purley. Right now we have no indication anything's amiss. We still have green signals all the way. Ding. Uh-oh. Well, we can continue at our 60 line speed right now. We have no problem right now. The problem is going to be more when we get into the Purley area, so I'm going to have to slow down a little earlier in case I have to stop for this red. We can always request to pass, and if we're approved to pass, we can make our stop and go. So we're going through Purley Oaks right now, I believe this is. Oops, didn't mean to do that. So now I'm going to hit the brakes a little bit. In fact, I better hurry on those brakes because we have a signal coming up. I'm in the zone now. I am approved to pass, so I'm actually going to go ahead and still slow down anyway because our stop is right after the signal. We have been approved to pass, so I am going to go ahead and go past the signal for this reason. So I'm going to actually increase the speed again now. And we're going to get past this signal. Now the alerter does not know that we've been approved to pass this signal, so we're good to go. Since we've been approved to pass, I will stop after the signal at the station. So we're going to be very early because of the approval to pass that signal. And I hit the brakes a little too quickly there, but you know, I still have a lot of time here, so I'm good. Punch it back up to 30 and then I'll hit the brakes in the station. That seems fair enough. And here we go. Brakes. Thank you. So that means either there's a red, nope, a flashing yellow ahead. So we're watching for the stop sign areas up ahead. I haven't seen any, so I'm just going to go ahead and stop. Doors are open. And something is going to be amiss ahead here. This flashing yellow means that we have a diverging route ahead. This is a preliminary caution. Our next stop is at Redhill at 9:30. Now the issue I had was I was started out this part going slow because I knew we were going to be going over a junction. Turns out this junction they don't have to go slow on. So I'm just going to go ahead and go up to whatever speed I need to go right away when I leave. I'm not going to be allowed to leave until 9:23. So there's nothing I can do until 9:23. So while I'm waiting for that, I'll just go ahead, instead of trying to set up a scenic shot in the snow, I'm going to just say, if you like what you're seeing here today, make sure you like the video, you subscribe to the channel, and see when I have more videos like this coming out. I'm going to have a lot more routes I need to go through here, so you're going to get to see a lot of them here. And I'm going to use these kind of as a guide on how to beat the scenarios. I'm going to try and do some workshop scenarios as well for you. For example, I am eyeing RB Just, who has a really large following. And because he has a large following, I feel it's a good idea to get some of his workshop scenarios on here for some of his routes. I want to take his Sherman Hill set for a spin. So we're going to see if we can do some of these kind of scenarios as well. And they do show on the same path as the, on the same area as regular scenarios. You just have to indicate that you want to show workshop scenarios. So 9:23 has come. That means that it's time for us to depart. We have a diverging signal coming up here. One signal away from us. We're going to get that divergence. I'm going to go ahead and bump my speed up to 90. We're going to well, actually, we're not going to get to 90 because there's a speed limit change up ahead. So we're going to keep an eye on a 70 coming up on this track. And we're not going to exceed 70 at this point. That's going to be our maximum speed. Thank you. I'm going to actually keep the speed where I am right now just to make sure I don't have a speeding problem. And if I am speeding, then I'll just have to fly over it as I slow down. Or I might crash. We'll see. I don't know. 70 on the divergence, it looks like. So we are good to go here. I will now increase the speed even further. Back of the train should be crossing now. There we go. So it should be green now, I'd imagine. Next signal should be green after the divergence. Because typically these put you onto a clear track, and as you can see, the green is ahead. So we're going to have a 75 coming up as well. Right now I have to stay at 70, so I'm going to go ahead and maintain a speed just in the 69 decimal area here. Now that was Purley we were in, so our next station should be Colston South. Unless we already passed it, but we're not going to be stopping there anyway, so. Oh, 80 is our speed limit. Okay, well that's news to me. I didn't realize we were in an 80, but we're in 75 now. This is probably Colston South right here, actually. Yep, there it is. So we missed the turn off into Colston Town. That diverging track was a little further back. So now I see why I had trouble last time. I got a failed station stop because I didn't realize I had an 80 speed limit at one point on this line. So I was not getting good speed at all. I should be good this time, but I'm going to have to keep a close eye on those speed limits for the rest of this journey just to be safe. Oh, we're on a 90 now. Wow. We went from a 75 into a 90 very quickly. Let's get up to speed, or I'm going to have a problem getting to there in four and a half miles from now. I should be able to do a mile a minute here, so I should still be okay. It's only a 51 so mile line. I'm going 90 miles per hour, so I should be making up the time very easily here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cut my speed here because we have an 80 coming up. This is more like what I'm used to coming from the other direction. I dip to 80 and then back up to 90. Let's turn off the wipers for a moment because we're in a tunnel. I eased down my speed way too quickly. Let's maintain a little bit of speed coming up here. Not going to go back up to 90, obviously, because the 80 is coming fast, but we are going to maintain some speed coming into the 80. Now I'm going to just coast it down. I may have to hit the brakes, but that's perfectly fine. Coming down to 82. I might actually be down to 81 by the time I reach that sign, which would be perfect. Looking very good right now. Looking very good right now. I even put the throttle back up a little. Yep, we're in good shape now. Back to 39. Back to 11. Nope. Drop the 12 back down. We're good. We do have a 90 right after this as well, so we are still in good shape for speed. This is the Merstham station. We're getting a flashing, I think that's a flashing double yellow ahead. So we're going to have another diverging route. I have a 70, by the way. I need to hit the brakes. Not in time. We'll take that. I attempted to meet it just a little bit off. We are going to have to slow to a 30 before the station because we are going to have a junction here. In fact, I think it cuts down to a 20 on this junction. So I'm going to cut the speed down in a hurry here. When you look at it that way, we're being very generous on the 930 if you didn't have that. So it's being very generous if you didn't have the speed restriction. So let's take that speed restriction very, very carefully here. I need to get those brakes up. Let's get those brakes up, please. Okay, I'm going to stay at the 45 from right now. I'm going to cut the speed again before I get to the 30. Just a preliminary braking application so I don't cruise into a junction and fly onto the platform. That's basically what I'm doing here. So line speed's still saying 70 here, but it doesn't matter because we're changing tracks here. Cutting down to 40 now. And let's go with 30s for a while. Thank you very much. I'm aware. Oh, I forgot to turn the wipers back on. Let's do that. So there's our diverging track. Gonna get down to 30. I'm gonna cut it down to 20 around the time I reach that signal as well. Because we have a station. Actually, let's go to 20 now because we have a station stop here. So let's slow that down immediately. So we're coming into the 30 right now. And as you see the 30 station, or the 30 speed there, and nope, 30 was the junction speed. I thought I saw a 20 earlier, but I missed it. No, there's the 20. There's the 20. I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. So let's get ready to make this stop here. I'm going to try to move a little further along. I don't want to lose too much time on this, so I'm going to speed up through the station. There's the 6-car stop. I have wheel slip. I'm going to go up to the 12-car stop if I can because I have the time to do this. I should have the time to do this anyway. There we go. Open the doors, please. And thank you. So I should be good with this stop, and if I don't get this stop, I don't know why. But my first run, I did have a failure on this station. So our next stop is 6 minutes up, or 6 minutes away, Gatwick Airport. I don't expect any problems going to Gatwick Airport. Ready to depart, so I got to pass this time. Thank you. We're going to try to get to Gatwick Airport very, very efficiently here because I got 6 minutes to do this. As you can see, Gatwick Airport is 5.9 miles away, so this is doable, but I can't leave here going more than 20. So this is going to be a bit of a interesting travel here, getting up to 75. Probably because I'm on this buffer line. That has something to do with it. But until I'm done this transition, I cannot leave this 20 speed. I just cannot leave this 20 speed yet. So I have to wait for the 75 speed limit to pass in back of my train. I don't think I'm going to have another speed limit update before that. I am speeding now. Fantastic. We are trying to do everything properly after all. There's the 75. I'm in a 70 now, so I can actually speed up now. I am now in a 70. I was watching it like a hawk. I wanted to get up to speed as quickly as I could. And by the time we reach 75, we're going to be hitting that 90. So, yeah, we're in good shape now. Yeah, we're not. The sign's gonna be past us before we even get to 75 at this rate, I think. Running 100% throttle. Repeater signal says proceed. We are passing our next station, which at this point is Earlswood. Salford's is coming up as well. I believe it is on this line. Yeah, we're gonna get up to 90. There we go. Didn't even have to slow down. We just have to be ready to make the stop. As soon as Gatwick Airport shows up in the distance, I'm going to have to, the station for it anyway, I'm going to have to make sure how we're doing on our 9:37 time. And if I have time, I can slow down early. Otherwise, I'm going to be risking more wheel slip. Let's see what happens here. I don't like driving in these conditions. I honestly do not. Speaking of the Gatwick Airport, it is now 4 miles away. So yeah, we are at risk of being late on this one. And if we are late, we fail the scenario. We have 3 bridges right after this 5 minutes later as well, or 4 minutes after departing. So we are trying to do this in the appropriate amount of time. I may have to speed a little bit here, and I don't want to. Gonna run a full 90 and change here at this point. Maintaining a 62% throttle. I'm still increasing. This is our next station that we're passing. That is Salford's, as I said earlier. Purley is going to be next, followed by Gatwick Airport. So the next station we don't stop at, Gatwick, will be after that. Will I be on time? Depending on when I get to Purley, I'll know if we're going to be on time. The speed limit coming up is a 70. I need to keep my speed where I am right now, because if I don't, there's a good chance I'm going to be late. So I need to actually cut the speed closer to the 70 this time. I have to maintain my 90 until it's about halfway across. Which is what I should be doing anyway, because I'll save time that way. Okay, I'll start slowing down now to see how quickly it slows down. That's actually slowing down very nicely. I'll take the put the throttle back in the center. A2 is fine for right now. I'm doing very well on slowing this down on time, it looks like. By the signal, I'm going to have to put the brakes back on. Maybe sooner, but I'm just going to do it around the signal. There's Gatwick Airport up there. I might be okay for time. Brakes now. Perfect. Look at that, right as I hit it. And here's Purley. One more signal after Purley. Should be a green, I would imagine. Yeah, it looks like it's a green up ahead. Then after that, we have our stop at Gatwick Airport. After Gatwick Airport, we go back to a 90, but we're going to be dropping immediately to a 60. So we're not going to get up to 90. And before my mind wanders too much, let's slow down a little bit more coming into Gatwick Airport. I saw that for you sign, but I don't think it was for my track. We're just pulling into this platform right here, platform 3. And this is going to be probably the best stop I've made in this entire trip. I'm getting wheel slip now, which is not good, but I am slowing down probably a little quicker than I meant to. So 12 cars up ahead. I'm going to speed up a little bit to get to the 12 car sign. And I will stop right here. And I did make it on time. Look at that. I'm on time. Of course, the front cars are not opening again. The back cars are. So I don't know why these front cars are here. I mean, these people are literally trapped in here. But I guess they're staying all the way to Brighton, I'm guessing. Didn't mean to do that. So 3 Bridges is our next stop. And it actually is the next and last station. So the fact that we have 4 minutes to get there makes me think that maybe there's some kind of a obstruction along the way or another junction we have to pass, because we did see that this 90 goes down to a 60 very quickly. Ready to depart? Yes, we are. Doors should be closed now, I imagine. I did not mean to go to 100 right away, but it happened. Thankfully, the wheels didn't slip on that. And now I'll go to 100. I'm not going to go past up to the 90. I'm not going to even try to go to 65 or 70 at this point. 60 is where I should really just stay at this point. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Thank you very much. Now, the station is not on my radar yet, and it's still more than 2 minutes away, which is, I have 4 minutes to get there, so it should be showing up shortly in my radar. I'll take a quick look at the map as well. As you continue along here, you notice the signals on the map. That's not a signal. The signals on the map, they are actually numbered in the routes, and I'm speeding. Wow, I'm way speeding. I did not mean to do that. I hope that doesn't give me a failure. I want to show you that these signals were numbered in this route, so you can actually identify the signals that you're going to, but I was speeding way too much to worry about that. So if you want to roleplay something, you just bring up the mini-map, and you know exactly which signal to do when you're roleplaying it. Dispatcher, I have a red signal at C149. Can I please pass? Yes, you may pass at C1439. Thank you very much. That's not the number I said, but I'll take it anyway. Three Bridges is coming up, but that is our final stop on this journey, so the signals afterwards do not matter. Of course, if we did have a yellow and a red ahead, then we would get a alert or signal anyway, and we still have to respond to it because the emergency brakes will still activate. So I'm going to go ahead and start the brakes now because I have lots of time for this stop, 2 minutes. So let's at least get down to 50, and as I get closer to the station, I'll start cutting it down even more. So since this is our last stop, I'll just say if you like what you saw here today, I want to thank you for riding along, first of all, on this First Capital Connect 377. And we're going to be coming to a stop at Three Bridges. This is the last stop, so I'm going to require everyone to get out at this point. But if you like what you saw here, please like the video, please subscribe to the channel. And I definitely hope to have you along on our next journey here, as I'm going to be doing a lot of this game, and I'm going to eventually be doing some other games on here as well. I'm looking at Hyrule Warriors, the new Hyrule Warriors, on the Switch. If I get my Switch working on here, I'll be playing that on this channel as well. I hope to stream it, but I'm not really a fan of some of the stuff going on Twitch right now, so I'm actually probably just going to... And I probably don't want my connection set up anyway, so I'm probably just going to do YouTube videos to start off on that one. In the future, I hope to stream games like that. Though that game, obviously, we'll just do a YouTube series on. So we're coming up to a stop now at Three Bridges. I will open the doors. We should have a scenario completion because everything else has been checked off at this point. So this should finish the scenario. I'll go ahead and I'll hide the bar. We'll take a look outside as the scenario finishes. Not at that. That is not what I want to do. Let's hop out of the train and disconnect. Oh. One-click shopping. Shop online. Got it. So there we are. And now the scenario can end whenever. Take a picture as well. I think I'm here a little early because it's actually taken a while to go across. So... let's just take a nice look around the station here as we wait for the scenario completion to happen. Normally with a long wait I'd skip ahead, but since it's the end of the scenario, who cares? You can stay with me or you can leave, whatever the case may be. Station attendant. Morning, driver. What a day. I'm instructed to inform you that the service is terminating here due to the ongoing disruptions. Another driver will take the train back into London. So, yeah, we know there's disruptions up ahead. I don't know if we can actually get to see them here, but let's try to do a quick scan ahead here. We're probably not going to see it very much ourselves. Boy, that snow is really making this fast-forwarding thing difficult. Yeah, you can't really see much down the line here if you look down the line, but yeah, clearly the service is terminating despite the green signal up ahead on our line. So yeah, we'll just, wow. Am I going, no, I'm just going down to the ground right now. This snow is horrible. And now there's reds further down, so yeah, you can tell that this was going to be the end of the scenario. So yeah, that's that. Nice neighborhood there as well. So nothing score-wise. We just get our confirmation scenarios complete. Targets complete. 6 out of 6 destinations. 5 passenger pickups. I was speeding. I did have wheel slippage about 3/10 of the time. 0.3% of the time. And ignore the data because that covers several scenarios I did in one sitting here. So that is going to be it for this one. The next scenario is going to be, I'll get the name quickly if I can bring the manual up quickly. Otherwise, we'll get a install workshop scenarios alert. The next scenario will be League Cup Special. This is also a standard scenario. I'll see you next time for that one. This will be a 60-minute scenario next time, so this will be a little while that we do on that one. See you for that one. Bye-bye.